What's up guys, it's Rav. Before we start, I just want to thank you guys for 700 Subway sandwiches. That's pretty sick, very cool, even epic if you will. Today we're going to be getting to the actually fun stuff, glitch Pokemon. Let's do it. But before we get started, we need to know how Pokemon are stored in the game internally. I'm sure you know about each Pokemon having a unique Pokédex number. However, internally, Pokemon are stored in index numbers, which is completely different from their Pokédex number. For example, Pokédex number 1 is Bulbasaur, while index number 1 is Rhydon. As we learned in episode 1, Nidoking's index number is 7 and Mew's is 21. That was a special stat we were looking for when we were trying to catch them. This is important because there are only 190 valid index numbers for Pokemon in the game. It was confirmed by the developers that there were originally going to be 190 Pokemon in the game, however 39 were removed, presumably to be added in Gen 2 or any other Pokemon games. So, as we all know, there are only 151 valid Pokemon in the game, and the other 39 are MissingNo, who is short for Missing Number. I'm sure MissingNo needs no introduction, but in case you don't know, he's just essentially a placeholder Pokemon. On screen are all the 39 index numbers that will give you MissingNo, and I'll also have them in the description. Now, as I'm sure you figured out, special stats can go higher than 190, and if we tried to encounter, using the long range trainer glitch, a special stat higher than 190, we essentially get garbage data. However, 192 through 199 are actually catchable glitch Pokemon, some of which do some crazy shit. We'll be catching all of them from 192 to 199 in today's video. I do want to give a quick mention about 191, who is a glitch Pokemon called 44. The problem with 44 is he has a massive sprite that overflows into SRAM and causes some great issues ending in a game crash. But let's get started with MissingNo. While in Red and Blue, MissingNo is fairly easy to catch with the Old Man glitch, he's extremely unstable in Yellow. One really cool thing MissingNo does, however, is add 127 to the item in your 6th slot. Alright, let's get into actually finding him now. I got my now Charmeleon to a special stat of 31, which is the first one that will get you MissingNo, and we're going to find a Ditto. In this generation, Ditto will copy stats, as well as everything else Ditto usually copies. It allows us to encounter whatever Pokemon we want, as we can actually control the special stat instead of having to rely on random wild battles or trainers, like we did earlier in the series. We can fly anywhere with a trainer, as for the glitch to work properly, we need to battle at least one trainer. I'm just going to head up to where Dittos are anyway, as I haven't battled any of those trainers, because last episode I completely skipped the Cinnabar Mansion. After we battle a trainer, we'll head down to B1F, which is where the Dittos live in this game, and encounter one. Once he uses Transform, we'll kill him or run away, and use an escape rope to transport us back to our last healed Pokemon Center, and from there fly to Cerulean. And we head up north and bam! Here's our MissingNo. Yeah, he cuts out the music. That's just something that he does. So, I have Master Ball in my 6th slot, but I'll switch it to Rare Candies, so I'll get more after catching him. And as you can see, MissingNo absolutely destroys all sprite on screen and their respective positions. This can be fixed by flying anywhere, however, I'm just going to have some fun with it. Taking a look at his stats, he is normal and 9, and knows Payday and Water Gun. Its Pokédex number is 0. Also, after an encounter with one, our battle sprites are completely corrupt, and this does apply to Pikachu's sprite too. Going into battle is an experience. I'm pretty sure you're facing the wrong way, Rattata. However, we can fix our sprites by just looking at a Pokemon in the Pokédex or our party. One MissingNo is cool and all, but I want to get another one so I can get more escape ropes and nuggets. You know, an infinite money glitch in Pokemon. While the first time I got very lucky being able to encounter him on attempt 1, I won't be so lucky this time. That absolute symphony you just heard was MissingNo's true cry and comes in several different renditions and can last up to 12 minutes. One that I had later that I didn't film was just like that but a lower pitch, which I didn't even know was possible. After my ear stopped bleeding, I'll get my Charizard to a special stat above 190 so we can get some garbage data Pokemon. I did not encounter these in order of index number, but I just decided to keep the footage linear, so you'll see them in the order I encountered them. I will have a full list of all of these Pokemon's index numbers and names in the description as well, with MissingNos. There's two ways you can up a special stat in your Pokemon. One is obviously by using a rare candy to level up, which is what I did. There's also an exploit in this game where you can battle a Pokemon with a high special stat and deposit and withdrawing it from Bill's PC. Depending on how high of a special stat the Pokemon you encountered is will depend on how much your special stat raises. I choose to use low-level Pidgeys so I can raise my special stat by 1 after a few attempts. First up is number 193, which will get you a Pokemon called Female Symbol. She also likes to mess with sprite positions, and taking a look at her, she's very normal, has a Pokédex number of 205, and a great moveset with Spike Cannon, Waterfall, Dream Eater, and Constrict. Next up, 195 will get you Z4. Z4 is a hybrid of Beedrill, meaning he takes his Pokédex number and moveset, and has many different cries. Next up is 198, which is 7G. His cry is of the Celadon City theme, kinda. And is a hybrid of Slowpoke. Now Charizard has too high of a special stat to be useful for us, so I'll need to refill my rare candy prescription via MissingNo, the best pharmacist out there. I decided to beat up the gym while I was at it. I don't know why. I just kinda record for a few hours and do whatever when I do these. But I forgot to record the MissingNo encounter, so that's great. I decided to catch Zapdos at the power plant as he has a fairly high special, and I will do the battle method this time to get him a special of 192 after I level him up to a special of 191. At 192, we'll get 44 HY. Who is a hybrid of Slowbro and is very heavy. His cry is incredible. And we will use his evolution very heavily in the next video. Yeah, some of these glitch Pokemon do evolve into other glitch Pokemon, and sometimes they just evolve into Clefairies. 194 will get you P Pokemon P. He has a Pokédex number of 230, a great type, and a quite amazing defense stat. He knows Leer, Comic Punch, Double Slap, and Thunder. Also, I didn't know this until I started filming for the next episode, but he also changes the item in the 5th slot. For me, I had a TM53, and he changed that to Surf, although it keeps the name TM53. Next up is 197, which will get you a 4... who is a hybrid of Golduck and is the Dragon Pokemon. 199 will get you a Charizard U, who has an extremely long name that makes you spam A whenever his name appears on screen. It's missing no time again to refill my rare candy prescription. Doctor's orders, I'm not abusing it at all. And let's withdraw our Abra from episode 1 and level him up to get him to our last special stat of today, 196, which will get us an XX. That will just turn into a perfectly normal Rhydon once we catch it. Great. And that's all for this episode, kind of an abrupt ending, but next time we will corrupt the Game Boy's RAM with a stack overflow and squish Pokemon into each other. Very violent. Stay tuned.